Lego! Hello. You enjoying the turbo encabulator farming, boy? Is this Landy Kid? No. Been a while since I've been confused for Landy. Probably because he doesn't really stream anymore. Guess what? Another rumor is true now. Is that Otmar Schaffnauer to the Alpine? Sorry, Renault slash Alpine slash Renault slash Alpine slash Alpine slash Renault. Yeah, I saw that. I'm enjoying the Ferrari livery this year. Yes. What do you think of their tribute to the live Formula 1 team? It has nothing to do with their old liveries. It has to be a tribute to life. Hey, Michael Organ, how you doing today, dude? I'm kind of as shocked as some of you guys might be that I'm actually early for once. And significantly early. I'm as early as I usually am late. How am I doing today? Sore, but otherwise good. I have some minor issues ongoing that I should see a doctor about, but I'm not going to even make an appointment until next week. But I am going to see, I can't say the name that I used to. I am going to see the person claiming to be a doctor who is occupying the GP's office that we go to across town at some point soon. Do you know what? It's my stream, my rules. I'm going to have to go see Dr. Dipshit. I call him Dr. Dipshit. That's how, like, I don't like going to the doctor at the best of times. I really don't like going to a doctor that I don't trust or don't feel like I can trust. Hey Justin, even a broken clock gets timed right twice a day. Yeah, Yanis, I got the time wrong. I'm early. Do you dare ask why you call my GP that? There are many reasons, farming boy. Suffice it to say, he is not very well regarded by the locality here. I bumped my microphone when I had that drink. He's not very well regarded. Yeah, Yanis, I'll be honest. That would be insulting idiots. Like my old GP, the guy that my family had always been with, bit eccentric, had a habit of humming when he was thinking, occasionally sang at you for some reason, but he was very good at his job. The parade of clowns, and that's... I apologize to clowns that have been occupying the office for the last 2 to 3 years. Not very good. Now, obviously, I'm not going to name them or, like, say where I'm from. But, yeah, I have more incentive to not want to go see a doctor now. However, my wrist is... Let me put it this way, my hand was paralyzed for half an hour this morning. Not like I couldn't move it. No, I could move it. It was paralyzed with pain. If I moved it in any way, shape, or form, my entire wrist was just like, I'm exploding now. Like, yeah, no, that's definitely not supposed to be happening. Why not change GPs? We've tried. The other local surgery, which is the only one we really go to, is full. They're not taking people on, and they're particularly not taking people on from the surgery we're currently with, due to an old agreement from years ago. Which means that if you really want to change GPs, our best bet is 10 minutes away. And that's like the closest. So I'd rather not. I'd rather just, be healthy and avoid going to a doctor. So you might see me dealing with all sorts of weird issues from like 10 minutes away doesn't sound too bad. You've never seen Irish. Well, technically it's not, Yanis. There's a reason that it's bad. There's a reason that it's not all that viable. It's partially to do with, like, our preferred chemists, our preferred pharmacy, but mainly to do with, like, an ongoing thing with my sister that I'm not going to really talk about. In any case, guess what? We're almost finished the seeding. This is the last bit that needs to actually be seeded, and oh boy, that's going to be a butt ton of oats. We're going to have basically endless straw by the time we've got the harvest done. I think that's reasonably fair to say. So once we got this done, oh god, yeah, I bought sheep yesterday. Oh god, that was a terrible. Why did I buy sheep? That was a terrible idea. I mean, it's good in that I've got the production chain already set up, and I know that's the reason that I did it. But, like, I've been moving through this map so damn slowly that now I've got extra things to deal with. Right. How are we doing in terms of, like, how fertilized the fields are? So field 3 is screw needs rolling. Fully fertilized. Could do with another fertilize. Perfect. Did I... I think I fertilized field 6 recently. I know 23 is done recently as well. Right, let's get this through till April, because the sheep have definitely got enough food. Yeah, the sheep have definitely got enough food. The cows should have enough. They've definitely got enough manure. Yeah, the cows have enough. 50,000, 32,000 should be enough. So let's get this through till April, and then we'll fertilize the 2 fields that need fertilizing, and consider... Right. That's 3,600 litres of milk in 3 days. So that's 1,200 litres of milk per day. Okay, there. These things are stuck in a wall for some reason. I've still got enough food. Fine. Right. Let's grab, not you, because you are louder than the universe. That's a lot of milk. That is a lot of milk. Not you. You. But without the trailer, I didn't mean to grab the trailer. We'll use the Valtra to do the fertilizing. And is the grass ready to harvest? Growth. Oh. Right, we're going to be at April 1 for a while here, because... I want to fertilize the 2 fields. I want to fertilize the 2 fields and make a significant amount of silage. I can say... I'll call this first cut. First cut silage is going to go to BGA. Because I need digestate from the BGA to... How full of weeds are my fields? They're not. Where is the BGA? I can't remember. BGA. I want to say it's like over here. No, that's the garden center. Beside the BGA placeable field. So is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is the BGA. Thank you, Farming Boy, for your wonderful... Yes, it's the BGA is beside the BGA placeable field. Okay, so it's down there. Which... oh, no. Means hills. I meant to say big, not BJ. Sure you did. Yeah, it's next to one of the Doom Hills. Let's get these filled up. Hey, Welsh. Long time indeed, my dude. How is life treating you, dude? It's been... God. Kinda embarrassing. So it's been a couple of months, minimum. Probably a bit longer. Definitely longer, because I don't recall seeing you since Christmas. Just remembered your Twitch password. Doom is fun, the hill ain't fun. This is true. Can we call it... What's not fun? We'll call it dealing with 6-year-olds Hill. You haven't been on this account in 2 years. Yeah, but you made a different one, didn't you? Like, I distinctly recall you making a different account. No? Oh god. COVID has ruined me. It's made me just compress time so much that 2 years feels like 2 months. Kindergarten Hill. Yes. I didn't put the mowers over here this time, did I? The mowers? Hello, Derp. Did you enjoy learning about the turbo encabulator yesterday? Repeatedly. I've been up and down. I'm dealing with something that I'm assuming is carpal tunnel, but I haven't got an actual diagnosis because, and this is going to sound horrific, I don't trust the individual currently occupying the GP's office that I go to. Roll back. There we go. So I'm kind of like dealing with it as if it's carpal tunnel. I'm gonna go see a doctor at some point in the next couple of weeks. But yeah. Random extreme wrist pain is always fun, he said sarcastically. Like, you know the way that if you sit in your hand for long enough, this is going to sound really weird, but this is kind of an experiment you can do. If you sit in your hand for long enough, it gets really numb and kind of feels weird. Imagine that, but with I'm trying to think up like a way you can imagine the pain my wrist is in at times, when it's particularly bad. So like sitting on hand numbness in the hand with standing on Lego pain in the wrist. That's not joyous. No. That's kind of why I've been a bit odd the last little bit, is especially yesterday when I actually had to put on the splint. So like I have a wrist splint here. This is actually a piece of metal, this shiny bit. It's inside a leather binding. Don't say, oh, it's black metal. No, it's inside leather binding, so it is completely solid. And I just immobilized my wrist with it. You give ours your fingers and hands. Yeah, one of my fingers is also weird, and I don't know if it's related or a separate issue that's coincidentally just also affecting me right now. So, you know, fun times all around. Just so you want, I'm not even... Dude, you're older than me, I'm 30. I don't turn 31 till August. And I'm already like, no, I can't do that because my knees are screwed. I can't do that because my ankle might go. I can't do that because my back is bad. I can't do that because my wrist is bad. Just a list of things that I probably shouldn't do, but then push myself to. You just learned to 31. Not that much older than me then. Spring chicken at 25. Yeah. See, Derp, the thing is, you got all this to look forward to. You guys have all this to look forward to, where it's just like, my body is breaking. It's called being in your 30s. Oh, to be fair, my back and ankle issues are historical. This is a young people's site. We're old now, Welsh. You don't consent to aging, neither did I. There's a lot of things that have happened that I do not consent to, like capitalism. And, you know, having to have it, or theoretically needing a job. Practically needing a job. Theoretically, I don't have one. No, theoretically, my job is minding the damn cat. Who decided 7 o'clock was a really, really, really good time to wake up this morning. And also decided that I should wake up at 7 o'clock. After I got to sleep at 3 o'clock this morning because she was being weird. And I'll have, yeah, here's why there won't be a stream Sunday, by the way. I'll have basically 24 hours of Flash. Or close to it. Everybody's going away to a do that I was invited to. But, no, I'm not going because somebody has to mind the cat. So... yeah. 6 years. I've been doing... how long have I been doing this? 2050. I've been doing this like 7 years. 7, 8 years. Storm. Oh crap, yeah, the storm's coming in tonight. Oh, I'm not going to sleep much tonight because I don't sleep well when there's storms. And Storm Eunice is forecast to have 80 to 130 kilometer an hour, well, up to 80 kilometer an hour winds, up to 130 kilometer an hour gusts. That was map making. Oh god. That map would have been really good had I actually finished it. Just looking back at it now, it would have been a really good map, but I decided it wasn't going to be good enough. Like, it would have been a map that I would have considered really good for a first attempt. But with the amount of time I spent on it, it would kind of had to been really good for a first attempt. It also probably would have been an optimizational nightmare because I was trying to put way too much detail into it. No, I was doing YouTube for a year or so before I started making the map. I want to say it was like a year or so. I was doing YouTube without having map making involved. Right, that's these two fields mowed. I'm not looking forward to trying to get the bale trailer in here. That's gonna be an interesting... Can I get the tractor out of here? Getting the bale trailer, getting the baler in is going to be an interesting experiment. And the bale trailer is going to be even worse. Because I'm going to move all the bales over to the BGA before wrapping them. I feel like that's just a good idea. Like, because I've got the sausage wrapper, so I'll be making the giant marshmallow. I feel like it's a good idea to do that over the BGA because it should be at least relatively flat. I'm not going to mow the sheep field. I'm not going to mow the sheep or the field in beside that because it's just a pain to get to. So we'll go up and do the field where I put all the placeables down. I'm gonna keep one trailer load of bales to just turn into silage over here. Am I liking FS22? It's enjoyable. I like it. Okay, so that is the map boundary there. Okay. I was gonna see if I could steal grass out of this field, but no. Oxy beat me to it. Well, let's save some time here, guys. Because I've just realized this is marked in as a field. Off you go. Where's the Valtra? Valtra! On PS5 there's a bunch of problems. There are problems on PC as well, but you can kind of work around them, I found. Like, it's not game-breaking stuff. Let's go do field... I've missed the turnoff. Let's go do field 23 first, because it's slightly farther away. I'm going to follow this same procedure when I'm harvesting. It's like field 23 is a bit further away, so I'm going to do that first. You sold your PC? I mean, I wouldn't/couldn't do that. My PC is my PC is basically my social life. You bought another one? Ah, fair enough. My PC is basically my social life, so Field 24 would be a good investment. Especially as I put more productions into the productions field. Now, you've had your new one for a year. Nice. It's out of the way at the moment. I bought myself a present before Christmas. Is there something here that can tell you what it is? Yes. It takes 2 of these. This is a broken one that came with it. Hey, James. This is broken at the bottom. You can kind of doesn't show up very well on the camera because it's black, but you can see there's a bit snapped off there. That came with it. It's a typewriter spool. An actual, like, clickety-clackety-ding typewriter. I've been using it to type up notes. You're 10 times better PC night? Nice! And also brave of you for doing it in, like, 2021, 22, because PC prices are well, prices for everything are through the roof. But hey James, how you doing today, dude? By the way, if you've been in the last few days, I have finally got glasses cleaning wipes, which don't show up well on the green screen. But I have finally got them, and I finally actually cleaned my glasses. I'm doing okay, James. I'm in a good mood, but my wrist kind of determines how I'm feeling minute to minute. Right now, it's good. Why did my phone just vibrate? There has been news. Clare and Waterford have been added to status red weather warning. Yeah, we're only under orange. There's a... This is gonna sound like weird to the Americans. There's a stonking great storm coming in with winds predicted to be 130, about 80 miles an hour. So parts of Ireland are effectively going into not necessarily lockdown, but you know, please don't go outside weather warnings. 80 to 90. The mid-air in here is predicting 80 mean winds of up to 80 kph with gusts of up to 130. So that's mean of 50 miles an hour average winds with gusts of up to 80. So that's not fun. On the bright side, because mid-air have switched to using kph, I actually understand how windy it is. I used to be fair, I used to know miles fairly well. Hang on, 13. A really rough calculation for turning kilometers into miles is to divide it by 2. So 130 is 75 to 80 miles an hour. Comically, it doesn't work for 80 kph or 160. That much, or 320. That's, or I guess 240. Though those are the multiples of 50. Because 5/8 of a mile is 1 kilometer. You didn't know you've been following me that long? You followed back in the days where I was kind of experimenting with doing bonus streams on Twitch. Years ago. When I was like restreaming from YouTube. Yeah, 80 is about 50, 320 is about 200. I'm almost sure it was the restreaming days. Hydrate? Give me a minute here, James. I want to get onto a straight patch that I'll be on for a while. I'm only going to hydrate once. We've kind of agreed that spamming hydrate only means I have to do it the once. Posture, I'm sitting pretty good today. Let me just get onto this pass here. Oh, yeah, also no refunds. We're running a dollar store here, not a... We're running a dollar store, Poundland deals, whatever you want to call it. not a luxury goods store. No, I have limited water. I've discovered there's a thing called a water snob who like goes for these artisanal bottled waters. I'm just like, I'm a water snob in that I prefer bottled water, but literally the bottled water I get is, you know, those 5 liter drums. You can get those just as cheaply as possible. Because the water here has weird issues with like over fluorination sometimes. It's been periodic. It's been like weirdly alternating between really hard and really soft, which it shouldn't be doing. So just for consistent water, I get bottled water. It's not even me being a snob, it's me knowing that the water here is a bit weird. And I literally know where it comes from. Which, to be fair, is another reason that I don't trust the tap water here. See you, Farm Boy. How often am I going live now? I try for 6 days a week. As like a schedule, but at the moment, with various things happening, it's like this week I was live Tuesday, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and that'll be it for the week. Because Saturday and Sunday I'm minding the cat. Tap water there, so bright. Hard. I prefer hard water. That's the thing, Derp. Like soft water is okay, but I prefer water with more minerals in it. So there's that. But yeah. Can I tell my funny water story again? I'm gonna tell the funny water story again. So many years ago now, almost 10 years ago, but 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I was, yeah, Derp, you'll want to listen to this. I was working in a lab, and I was in the microbiology section testing some stuff, and the local area changed the well that they got the water from, so it went from like reasonably soft water to being hard water. So the kettle experienced quite a lot of lime scale very quickly, because it was like one extreme to the other, very soft to very hard. One of the people in the chemistry section decided that, hang on, that's calcium carbonate. That can be dissolved with acid. Which is true. You can, in theory, you can clean out a kettle that has lime scale with vinegar. It takes a little while, but you can do it. Now, they decided that they didn't want to wait a little while for it to work with vinegar or orange juice or lemon juice, which have citric acid, which would also work. Because they worked in the chemistry section of the lab. They had access to concentrated hydrochloric acid. They didn't tell anybody for a day and a half. And everybody was wondering why there were weird little white flecks floating in their tea and coffee, and they're like, the water's being weird, it's apparently hard enough that the lime scale is kind of congealing. Okay. We were all sat having, I think it was break or lunch one day, and she said, she just out of nowhere said, "Oh yeah, I descaled the kettle with some hydrochloric acid." All of the tea and coffee immediately got thrown down the sink, and the kettle was replaced. Because, as it turns out, it did get rid of the lime scale. It did. The hydrochloric acid did get rid of the lime scale. It also melted the inside of the kettle, and the white flecks that were floating around in everybody's drinks were bits of plastic. Because it was a white kettle. So, turns out that you can... Don't recommend it. And I don't recommend intentionally doing it. But, whoops. It turns out you can actually drink dilute hydrochloric acid with very few effects. Again, I don't recommend anybody does that ever. But yeah. Hey, Anonymous User 345. What other fun lab stories do I have? Because I'm a scientist by education. There was the time in uni that everybody got high. By accident. It was genuinely an accident. We were using diethyl ether in a lab once. And it's a sedative. So it is genuinely used as a sedative. And, you know, it has a habit of breaking up into the air. It evaporates quite well and kind of just goes into the air in general. So it has to be kept in a fume cupboard if you're using it. And the fume cupboard needs to be closed enough. Now, I don't know if it happened intentionally or if it was a genuine accident, but somebody didn't close the fume cupboard enough. And that lab ended with everybody giggling because we had just enough ether to have the giggles. Unfortunately, I think it was the very next lab with that instructor. We had a chemical that is also used as a night-night chemical. A bit less legally sometimes, but it didn't need to be kept in the fume cupboard. What I can tell you is chloroform gives you one hell of a headache. Hey Beast. So yeah, I've yeah. Chloroform, not fun. That was legitimately chloroform, so. You hear twice a month, I know. And me starting early so that I could actually make some damn progress today. I'm hoping that the McCormick is doing what I want it to do as opposed to what it wants to do, by the way. We'll find out in a couple of minutes because I do need to fertilize field 2. Yeah, field 2 still. So that should be 23 fully done. Yes. 2 is next. And then we just windrow. I'm refusing to use the feed because it's... I'll show you why I'm not using the feed actually. Because this would be perfect for doing a bit of the, you know, the grass work. It is used as a grass work tractor in Ireland. However, it is also the loudest tractor in the world ever. So I'm not using it. I'm saving up money to buy a different tractor. Although I could... Actually, yeah, let's bring the Fiat over to the shop and sell it. Just to give you a demo of why I'm not using it. Here's your engine note for the next couple of minutes. The frustrating thing is, it's a really quite good model, but the sounds are way out of whack. And I'm just going to keep forgetting to tweak the sounds, so she's going bye-bye. And yeah, and you can't get rid of the loader mount. Derp, you're a fan of the older vehicles, are you not? Are you doing something similar to me and collecting all of the teeny tiny equipment so you can use the Zetter, that little baby Zetter that's super old, as like the star of a map, and collect it? You know, I want to do a map where it's not necessarily roleplay, but the theme is 1960s farm. That's right here. See the Fire APN that came out today? That looks pretty good. Sell. Yes. And only 15 horsepower require... Really glad that I checked on the hired workers then. The dog 105.9 has redeemed hydrate. So let's do that. Can you guys see my little lamp here? No, good. Can hired workers mow fields in FS20? Hired worker G says yes. You mean grass fields? Crop type, grass. Yeah, still grass. I'm gonna say yes. Because I don't have Courseplay or anything installed. That is 100% default. Or default. I don't know why I put the weird emphasis on default. Glass pulling harvester. I would, yeah, I'd love a proper tow behind harvester so you could do like my ideal map, and I'm gonna raid King Mods for some stuff as well, I think. Because I've been following what VF has been saying about them, and like, they have earned my trust. I'd prefer if they tested mods, but you can't win them all. But I'd love, like, an old tow-behind harvester. Maybe something like a class matador would be pretty cool as well. Or an old Clayson. You don't plan on playing FS22 at all? When they hopefully add dynamic terrain. What is the fascination with dynamic terrain? You propose to hey, I'll take more classics. And so, there's a part of me that really hopes that whatever DLC we're getting next month, I think it's next month we're getting that DLC, is going to be classics. I would love that. I would be so happy. Like, give me classics, or give me a Small Brands of the World DLC. Don't necessarily need like the likes of Kubota or whatever. Give me small brands. Give me like one small brand, a couple of pieces of equipment from them, from like 10 different countries. Big DLC, lots of brands, something there for everybody. Nobody really loses out. I mean, Derp, that goes for basically every DLC. Like, some people loved the Cotton DLC in 19, wasn't my cup of tea at all. But like, I'm not gonna say a DLC is bad just because I don't like what's in it. Because it like, the giant stuff is 9 times out of 10 objectively good. It's just that I might not like what they're doing. Like sugarcane. That's believably done. I hate it, but it's believably done. Hired workers being able to do grass is a real time saver, good God. And normally I'd be over the moon to do grass, but that much, maybe not so much. Drop me an interesting thing shortly. Ooh. I'm not the kind of person that's going to spread, like... To be fair, Derp... let me put it this way. If I'm spreading rumors about a DLC, I'm going to make them intentionally ridiculous rumors. So that... Even if people start going to Giants with the rumors, they're just like... What? What? How could you even think that? You know? It's much more fun to say, oh, the DLC will remove John Deere. Than to come up with like a thing the DLC could be. There's no point in like spoiling surprises. It's much more fun to make up ridiculous stuff so that if rumors ever get back to Giants, they're just like, where did you hear this? And if they like, if it comes back to me, they're just like, dude, it's their fault for believing it. I've made up something stupid. Instead, getting rodeos. The DLC I've heard, Derp, will be just one helicopter, and it will replace everything else in game. Farm Sim is turning into Helicopter Simulator. The DLC will be one single wheel. Like, I'm fine speculating and stuff, but if I'm gonna make up a rumor, it's gonna be stupid. Where the? Do you know what I'd love? A mod. Is the precision farming HUD back? That'd be really nice right about now. I'm kind of annoyed that was actually taken away from us, because it made fertilizing fields so much easier. Big Daddy 098, cheers for the follow. My two options here are fertilize, like waving the camera about, because I'm overspraying on the left a bit, or just keep opening this up and deal with the random autosaves. Because like, I want to make sure the field is fully fertile. I need to start fertilizing fields once they're plowed, because at least that way I can see what I'm doing. Like, I like that the crop density is insane now, but it makes it very difficult to see what the hell I'm doing. I'm pretty sure I've just fertilized in a weird... No, I haven't. Okay. Looks roughly parallel to the last pass. Torag, hey dude. Raiding with a party at 20. Thank you very much. How was your stream? How's Warhammer? Hey, Drisky. God, I'm just looking at my arms and finding more and more limit cuts from the cat. Cuts and scabs everywhere. That's my life now. She doesn't even claw maliciously. She's just derpy. She's stupid. Just accidentally claws you. Like when she's doing something intentionally, she doesn't claw. She'll slap you. But no accidents? Oh yeah, the claws are out. I should almost definitely get a bigger sprayer. How big of a boom can I get on these? No, sprayers. 18 to 28. 21. How big is the one I have now? 24. So really I'd want to be going for the Bertude, which is really expensive. Is guidance steering out for 22? GPS? Yes. I have it, and I can't remember... I have it, but I don't have it on this tractor. Because I'm stupid. I also can't remember the keybinds. Because I had macros on my old mouse for it that I could reset. I can't remember the keybinds, so I'll need to, like... Can't write it down. I can't write. Yeah, that's... Yeah. should expand on the I can't write comment I just made. The hood is there? Do I have it on this tractor? Control C. Oh, right Control C. Let's click to swap. Nothing's showing up in the HUD. Left Alt C. Nope. Oh wait, yes. What? Okay. Give me a bare bones tutorial on how the hell to use guidance steering, please. Hey, Servius. I'm learning a mod live because so just real quick while Derp's getting into the controls for me because he's being awesome. I made a comment there that I can't write. That's kind of true. Well, mod GPS aka guidance steering. Controls are TLDR. Let me get up the mod up. That's Chrome, you idiot. Oh, use Chrome. I have what I think. What are all of these now? Okay, left alt C is on S. Left Control S is open menu. That's what I want. Control S. Okay. On. Yes. 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 Auto width. Offset of 0.1, I guess. Line strategy, AB straight. Yes. Okay. So. Use keyboard here for a sec. Set A. It's gonna be a bit wasteful, but set B. Okay. That should now give me a track, shouldn't it? Yes, it has. Guidance steering is on. Quick tip. Is it set A plus heading? That is actually more useful, yes. I'll do that next field. At Emirates 777. Has had to divert with flight control issue. Good. Two runs north south and one for east west. I'm not gonna save the tracks here, service, because this is just kind of a random. I've started in the middle of the field kind of track. Although I have conveniently chosen due south. Turn off snap train angle. But I kind of wanted it to be direct, just north south. Hey 40, is it control E turns on and off the GPS? None of those we find any part of the field. So historically, I've macroed these to my mouse. Left out next. Oh, there we go. It's an odd binding, but okay. Old school GPS will never be beaten. I mean, Alex, this is also by... Well, this is literally by the same person. But it's not classic. The old UI was better, I will give him that. Not about classic Ferrari. Yes, with the life livery. I approve. I refuse... I refuse to say they've gone back to an old Ferrari livery. It's the life L190 livery. That's what they've gone for. That's their motif. For those of you that don't know Formula 1 stuff, Ferrari is one of the historically better teams. Life is regarded as one of, if not the worst Formula 1 team in history. They showed up with a W12 engine to the 1990 season. If you don't know what a W12 is, it's two V6s that have been bolted together at the crankshaft. Alt X. Does it bring me down the same track? No, it's bringing me down a different one. I think it is a different track. Life brought a toast. I mean, yeah. I think they should do alternate liveries. I think they should do. The sponsors would never allow it, but I'd love to see a retro race at like Monaco, where every team has to show up with like a livery from the past. Bring back JPS. Do you know what, Derp? Controversial opinion. I think the gold leaf Lotus looked better. JPS is the legendary colours of Lotus. I think the gold leaf livery looked nicer though. That said, you can't beat the Buzzin' Hornets. I'm Irish and watched F1 in the 90s. Buzzin' Hornets for life, yo. Jordan 191. Oh. The car widely regarded as the prettiest Formula 1 car ever. Blue and green just go together well. It helped that the car itself was pretty. Retro gold leaf is not. Yeah. The old Red Bull was good. Yeah, how old are you going? Because are you going back to the Sauber days, or... You're going back to the Sauber days? Yeah, that was the Sauber livery, though. Ooh. Cool. Starship is being tested at the moment. They're getting it very cold. Right. Okay. I need to... My old eyes can't see the damn dots. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, the AMG sticker bomb kind of ruined that livery. Has the new one been leaked yet? You remember the launch? Oh yeah, the Astra launch. That's gonna take some investigating, because that was a failure that actually shouldn't happen. Like, that Astra launch, the fairing failed. When's the reveal? Yanis? Calendar man, when is the Mercedes reveal, sir? Is it tomorrow? It is tomorrow. 9 a.m. Ooh. I'll likely be awake for that because cat. You know, now that I can see the lines, it's making using GPS a lot easier. Also, if Webster shows up, he won't be angry at me not using GPS. Does he get out of form in the morning? I should be just about getting out of bed. Hopefully. Now, man, the cats, all good. Well, I've been better. But, the cats are good. Flash has, I don't know why. I don't know what started this. But she started doing it. She started stealing my pillow at night. And, like, actively insisting that she sleeps beside my face. Now, she is sleeping really well as a result of that. I'm not, but she is. Scarboro's done a quick breakdown with Ferrari. Ooh. What's Scarb said? Okay, that is fertilizing done. It's Control C. Alt C. Alt C. Yeah, Control C was for the other mod. It's an interesting car. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Kyle Engineers talking about that. Because he goes into a lot more detail than Scarbs does. It does seem to be the most extreme solution so far, and I suspect that front wing may be not the real front wing. It looks too simple. Cousin XF1 engineer. So is... I want to say Scarborough is as well. I know the guy that the race has. Whether you like the race or not, he used to work with Jordan. I just can't remember his name. Alright, let's grab the windrower. In fact, just because the hyper low wear that's remaining, hyper low condition of this tractor, I'm gonna go in and repair it as well. As far as going as well, we're making progress today. His most recent knowledge. That's true, yeah. like, today we've got the seeding done, the fertilizing done. We're getting the silage done. Might not necessarily get it... Oh, well, we probably will get it all done, actually. I'm gonna sell those grass rollers, by the way, because... as much as I want to use them, they're just... hideously slow. And, yeah, a pain to set up as well. What's on sale at the shop? Huh. Right, now we get to see how much of a pain dealing with all this is going to be. So I have the gate open. Ferrari will be on track tomorrow with Fiorano. Very nice. Hey, Mossy. Let's get this down and on. And into first gear. Yeah, so what did Scarborough have to say about the nose of the Ferrari? The front wing specifically. Because I thought it looked a bit... suspiciously simple. 15k Tamoron? Wow, Sauber did the full 100. I'm kind of surprised Ferrari are only going for 15. Like, they're allowed up to 100 kilometers. Why are they not taking the full 100? They're not taking the full 100 because they're confident. I think Ferrari reckons this is going to be a redonkulously fast car. Like, I did read on Race Fans, I think it was, that they're expecting to be in the running at every race. But I think they suspect they found all the tricks to make a redonkulous car. Like Mercedes 2014 levels of redonkulous. Which is always the concern when there's new aero rules in Formula 1. So, if you've not, I hope it's F2004 ridiculous. Maybe. I'd be quite happy though, like late 90s, early 2000s style, where like 2 or 3 teams have different solutions to the same problem and they're all kind of in the running. Think about 320 for Saturday. Thinking Jersey to Stansted to Manchester. That wouldn't be a bad trip. Everything feels so samey now. Fun. Have you seen the new cars, Servius? They're drastically different about them. Or they're drastically different now. Like 2021, well 2020, 2021, yeah, it felt very samey. These cars are different. Spend an hour in there, come out a year later. I can imagine. Very, very fun. Yeah, I can also imagine they're super fun. Especially if, again, you know what you're doing. New cars look futuristic. Yeah! Yes, I kind of got that vibe from them as well. They look like what people in the 80s thought future cars would look like. Tech just got to the same and seems to stay barely the same. When Schumacher finished in 2012. The tech has changed significantly since 2012. Like, the 2020... Well, the 2020 F1 cars were the fastest ever built. And the teams have said... Probably have said that they don't expect any time loss of the new tyres towards the end of the season. Something or West Northwood. Is there interesting weather? I may change the stream plan for tomorrow if the weather's particularly spicy. Because I think it'll be kind of fun to do some hops in some spicy weather. You daren't do 737. I was gonna say you should try it out, just to literally feel out the differences between a 7.3 and an A320. Like, they're very different planes, but you can get into a kind of a mindset where you can fly them similarly. I could, in theory. So I'm kind of figuring this out for the bale trailer. Come out here. And then use field 23 as a kind of a turning vane. PNG 73 back. Oh, I'm looking forward to that so much, derp. I'm a 737 fan. 737 mental. The thing is, Axe, if you learn how to fly like the 700, you can fly the 800, the 200. Imagine somebody did in the season. Yeah, and the 21 cars were what? Half a second off the 20 cars? Maybe a bit more? Give it 2-3 years with the new regs, you got the new fastest F1 cars, and they're using ground effect. Ooh, yes. They're about equal for me, derp, but like the 7.3, there's a lot more manual stuff involved, so I can understand why you prefer the 737 over the A320. Like, Alex has recently learned you can kind of fly the 747 similar to an Airbus, but you have to use systems in a certain way. Okay, how's this field looking? How's the McCormick done? Oh, it's done. It's done really well. Oh, that's... Yes. Guess what I'm about to do? Flight level changes open climb and open descent. About a second. Yeah, give it 2 or 3 years, they'll figure out the aero tricks. That's the thing, is like physics doesn't change. Couldn't be bothered. Fair enough. But Alex, you are learning the little tricks now that I use, where I can fly basically anything in flight sims. It's just like figure out what the similarities are as quickly as humanly possible, and then use those similarities to fly all the planes the same way. Right. You live in this shed. Now we'll grab the baler, and I need to make sure that I make bales that the wrapper can actually deal with. So real quick, I go CRJ hopping. That's what I was kind of thinking. So the bale wrapper that we have can deal with up to 240. Sweet, and we got this set at 220. Perfect. Can we land? Dude, Alex, take out a light aircraft in the wind. Much more fun. You haven't experienced a proper crosswind landing until you've had to come in sideways with one wing down and use the entire plane as a giant wing. There's a reason that I sometimes just go full rudder and start flying sideways during the flight sim streams, Alex. I'm practicing my crosswinds. Baler stuck on tree. Fixed. Will I be getting a single hit? Ah! So the first bale started as hay, ended up as grass, and it's coming out as a grass bale. Lovely. I do know that Madzer's going to be happy tomorrow because he won't have school. Don't know about anybody else who has like schooly stuff going on, but I know where Madzer's from, and I know that basically everywhere west of me, the schools are closing. I'm also hoping I don't get bad news from the west in the next day or so, because that would really be screwy. There we go, full power, full beans, and we're going 9. You'll be happy next Tuesday? What's happening with Destiny next Tuesday, Yanis? Because your humor seems to depend on what's going on in Destiny, so happy means I'm assuming something Destiny is happening. Yeah, Massey's not race director because Mercedes didn't want him as race director anymore, and apparently they write the rules now, so. The expansion drops. I knew it was something to do with Destiny. Hopefully with Master replaced, Twitter will shut the hell up about Abu Dhabi. Good God, it's been, what, 3 months now? Get over it. Shut up. They won't. Yeah. I've taken to muting their hashtags. I've straight up taken to muting the Lewis Hamilton stand hashtags because it's so annoying. Constantly on my sidebar Twitter I get like F1XED, hashtag Massey out, hashtag we do, I don't know, we die for Hamilton or something. I can't remember the other one that they're using that is like But all they're succeeding in doing, by constantly complaining, is making sure that, like, Lewis Hamilton gets booed more, which will look racist, but it'll be, no, we're sick and tired of hearing about you. Like, I was okay with him winning everything. I didn't like it, but I was okay with it. Now I actively don't want him to win another race. Yeah, the new race structures will be DTM and WEC. Which raises the question, will Eduardo still be doing the WEC races? Because I presume part of the reason that they're alternating is that Eduardo has other commitments. As does the DTM dude. And it's not just assistance from the old F1 race structure. They're gonna have like a virtual race control, which is what they should have had to begin with, where it's like video referees. I don't know why they decided to use VAR as their example. Yeah, let's build something completely, non-controversial by using the most controversial thing in another sport as an example. Because that's a really good idea, Formula 1. You couldn't have gone with rugby and the video refs, or like tennis and Hawkeye kind of deal. No, you had to go with VAR of all things. I mean, yeah, Stephen, that's exactly it. Lessons have been learned from Abu Dhabi, and the FIA are trying to put a system in place so that there's not a race result that's as contested again. But it'll happen. There'll be some other weird grey area in the rules that is found or exploited by race control or a team, and there'll be another contentious result and blah blah blah. I think the big issue with Abu Dhabi was that it was the championship decider. I think for me that's why it's kind of... That's why I'd make a big deal. And why I think it's a big deal. But like, the people who should be looking into it are looking into it. Complaining constantly on Twitter isn't going to make them look into it any harder. It's definitely not going to change the results of the championship. So maybe just, you know, stop. And start cheering for Lewis Hamilton to win the championship this year. Because, you know, there's another season about to start, Lewis Hamilton stands on Twitter. You can, you know, support him now into next season. Instead of living in the past. Because that's kind of weird and also very annoying. Steam fan, do you remember the Monaco Grand Prix where Michael Schumacher exploited a safety car rule to try and get the win? Because, actually, that's a really good example of another race with a bizarre finish, because safety car rules are weird at times. There's a Monaco Grand Prix one year where they, like, brought the safety car in at the end of lap 78. So the end of the last lap, safety car was coming in. The intention, which was never discussed with any of the drivers and never told to the teams, was that they brought in the safety car so that the race could technically end under green, but would be procession from the safety car line to the start-finish line. What actually happened was Michael Schumacher yeeted his way through the field and crossed the line first because he figured it's a green flag. Green flag means race. Yeah, safety car rules in Formula 1 can be weird sometimes. It's fine. Anyway, back to Farm Sim. We have just field unnumbered but huge to do. And then we'll have the baling portion of the silage done. The next problem will be the transporting everywhere to where it needs... transporting everything to where it needs to be portion of the silage. Because I'll want, like, a bit of silage over here. So I'm probably going to take what came out of fields 27, 28, bring it over here, pile it up over here temporarily. But first I'm going to take everything from these fields and bring it over to the BGA area. Because, good God, this is going to be a lot of silage. Oh yeah, I need to unfold the baler because I folded it up. Is the electric Farson better than the Teletruck? Because I'm loving the Teletruck. Teletruck does what I need it to. It can lift the Hestons. Like, I don't care that it's slow as a wet month. Never mind a wet week. There's some more big bags so far. See, I'm not going to be using big bags on this map. So, like, it just needs to lift. So, my intention for the teletruck is it's going to handle the cows. So it just needs to lift bales. It just needs to handle the stuff that will go into the feed mixer. Steam fan, I'm like, depending on what happens, I might do some flights in Ireland tomorrow. It depends on the weather here. Or I might just decide, nah, I'm not in the mood to play flight sim, I'll just do some farm sim instead. Dog a tree. I mean, derp. I'm doing minimal carbon printing. If you think about it that way, like, the carbon emissions of my typewriter are, granted, it had to come from the UK. It was made in the 70s, so there's probably quite a lot of carbon involved. It seems to be plastic. And I need to buy the spools from China. The spools, however, can print about 50-60 pages, which, you know, if I need to get rid of a page for whatever reason, it can be recycled. And there's no electricity involved in running it, other than, you know, lighting my room. And a little LED lamp that I've got just over to my left here. Which, by the way, is USB powered, so it takes 5 volts. Granted, it's economy class G. Probably because it's got some weird electronics in it. This is going to be many, many bales. Dirty Diesel JCB. In a video game. You're right in thinking there's a gas-powered tractor in FS22. There is a methane-powered New Holland, but from what I've heard from people who've tried using it, it's not very good. It's a concept tractor they made, and, like, I'm half tempted to get it just for work at the BGA when I get into doing... Because I've kind of got a vague plan of what I want to do in this map in my head. I don't know how far it's going to go. I want to have a tractor that's dedicated to the BGA just for, like... It's terrible, just 12 kVH. So it's not worth having at the BGA just as kind of a shunter over there. Got it. Yeah, no, I'm not having something that's that slow. Yeah, it's a concept tractor. It's not supposed to be good. To be fair, Derp, what would make sense over the BGA? Biogas plants generally produce biodiesel, biogas, and that gas generally, especially in Germany, is used to produce electricity. I'm thinking might be a fun idea to have the electric Farson over the BGA. Assuming it can, like, do the same kind of work as a wheel loader, which it probably can't. I'm liking all the bales in this field are just kind of neatly putting themselves into rows here. Farson is tiny, don't expect too much. Ah, then never mind. Electric handler. Yeah. I do want to use the electric stuff at some point, but the problem I'm facing with this map is a lot of my usual plans revolve around having quite small equipment. And this map just kind of punches you in the face and says, no! If you try that. Fair enough, Service. Enjoy. I had a really cool idea coming into this map. And then I realized that, no, this is a terrible idea because everything's huge. So I'm having to come up with ideas that are basically the exact opposite of my usual stuff. One of which is get the big M to deal with the mowing, because if I'm doing silage, I can just do single pass. Effectively. Like, sure, I still need to come in with the baler, but I'd have all the mowing and windrowing done at once. Electric Farson has 34 horsepower. Yeah, that's a bit low to be handling the BGA. To be fair, you might be right, Turpin. It might be a good idea to have that over the cows. I'm just kind of thinking here, what could I use something like the Farson for? Because all my bale storage is up here. All my bale storage is in that shed over there with the JCB right there. That's my bale storage shed. So, like, anything that's over the animals would just need to unload a trailer and load it into, like, the feed mixer. Even then, actually, the feed mixer does appear. Is there any use for having something over the cows? Also, apparently the hired worker is very confused by this field, because the weird lag spikes you're seeing is the hired worker trying to figure out where it's trying to go. A couple of bales at a time, pursuit, push and fork in the front, small water trailer to the back, all sorted. Yeah. But again, like, all my bales are going into this shed. Or, like, this one for the straw. Because I'm guessing I'm going to need a lot more straw than I will hair silage. So the straw's going into that shed. Hay and silage are going to live down here. I've got a telehandler up here that can lift the bales already and can do all the work over here that's kind of I need a telehandler for. And it can just about lift a bucket load of lime. So I don't think I actually need the Farson. Other than maybe like the odd clean out of the animals, which the Teletruck can do fairly easily. You know, I'm kind of wishing I didn't sell the Fiat at this point, because I'd like a third tractor. Just to deal with the bale trailer. Can I get something that's relatively beefy for 40k? No. No, I cannot. Actually, I could get the bidder. But it'd be a temporary solution. I could get the L95 Fiat Agri. How many horses do you have, sir? Oh, that's... I'm not convinced by this model. Or the fact that the only Michelin tires you can get on it are narrow. No. No. Okay, Trelleborg's win. Okay, Trelleborg wins. Trelleborg, you can get the big boys. What color can you be? New Holland red? Okay, type 1 front and back. And we'll just randomly generated number plates. 95 horse. This should be enough. Ah, let's convert from FF15. Yeah, okay. Do I have anything cheap in the medium tractors category? I'm guessing not. I mean, there's the Fiat that is louder than the entire universe imploding. No. Like I said, though, this is a temporary problem. All of this silage is going to the BGA. It's a problem that'll solve itself fairly quickly. I do, you know, own the BGA, don't I? I do. Oh. I'm presuming you can set the electricity automatically sells, as does the methane from the BGA. Gotta go see, Yanis. Like, I'm presuming they automatically sell. I don't know. I've not done biogas yet. Yeah. I really should look into getting more small tractors out in the mod hub, because I've just been kind of collecting big ones. I think I might have all the tractors that are on the mod hub. I'll have a check later tonight. And by later tonight, I mean almost immediately after the stream. So, let's see. I think we might have enough time to actually get the wrapping started today. No, I mean, well, maybe not immediately after the stream, because I'm half expecting the stream to end with me being handed Chinese. So, like, I'm aware that if I'm handed Chinese, I'm not going to be dilly-dallying around checking mods. I'm going to be eating Chinese food. Or the European equivalent thereof. Because I know that Chinese restaurants don't generally serve actual Chinese food. Alex, we went through this like an hour and a half ago. You weren't here, but congratulations on finding out the news. Yeah, Otmar Schaffner is going to Alpine/Renault. I'm curious as well if I can find out if there's a leak of the Mercedes. Mercedes might have been smart and just not pre-recorded their reveal thing, which would be Alpine. Alpine. Nothing but peen. It's pronounced Alpine. I'm pronouncing it correctly now. Alpine. Alpine, nothing else. That's all they do. Not even cars, just peen. To be fair, Derp, what is called Peugeot in England, even their ads in Ireland call them Peugeot. We don't do pronunciations in any language other than what we have decided is the correct pronunciation. Screw you. So, if you see Peugeot out in Ireland, it's Peugeot, but we don't pronounce it correctly. And even they have just kind of admitted defeat and said, fine, it's Peugeot, but only in Ireland. So I'm hoping to at least start the wrapping today. I've not quite figured out how I'm going to do the wrapping yet. I may bring the telehandler over to the BGA. Unless, of course, there's a cheap option. You got 20, and you're expensive. You're all very expensive. Hang on. You're both very expensive. I could get a forklift, but no. And the Schaefer 2630 would work. Ish, but it's cheap and not very powerful. But I say it's cheap as if that's a bad thing. No, cheap is a good thing. It's not very powerful and it's not very heavy. So I have had it get kind of tipped over by bales in the past. Also, it turns out if you bale backwards, the baler just launches bales. Also, I should probably release the bale that I ran over after it launched out the back of the baler. There we go. So, right. Yeah, I'm thinking bringing the telehandler. The telehandler is blocking the McCormick. I have an idea. Because I can use the auto loader on the bale trailer over here to pick up the bales. I'll need to manually load them into the wrapper, which needs to go over to the BGA. Can you see where my idea is going yet? I'm gonna grab the wrapper with this because it buys the McCormick time to finish the raking. I'm gonna see if I can drag the wrapper over to the BGA with the telehandler. Now, IRL, I've seen something similar to this idea happening and working. So I'm kind of curious if FarmSim will let me do this. Yeah, that's totally how I was supposed to get through the gate. Just, screw using the gate properly. I'm just gonna literally climb over it. Engine off, please. Are you going to let me do this, game? Please let me do this. No! That's very inconvenient. Might as well line this up for a tractor to come in then. Do this here as well, screw it. Did I say the McCormick is raking? The McCormick's on the baler. The Valtra's raking. I will need to refill the McCormick soonish. I might do that in a second. I might do that just to fill time while I wait for the Valtra to finish. How's the Valtra doing on fuel? About half a tank. I've just had an idea. It's not particularly good, but it would work. And that idea is to go with my kind of first idea, which is use the little tiny front loader over at the BGA. Like, sure, it's slow, but I kind of need the telehandler to stay over this side of the map, and I can just permanently post the other one over there, because I realized that I'm going to have to wait until the silage is actually fermented to sell it. Big added advantage of... Oh, the big added advantage of waiting for the silage to ferment before I sell it. And actually... Oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say, oh, I can bring it all over here and use the disperser ice. No, I'm making the digestate for the express purpose of feeding it into the multi-production silo. Let's decide where to fly. Fly me to the moon. Alternatively, the sky. Alex, genuine question. Why not do that? Was it a DHL flight you saw last night? Edinburgh to East Mids. And if you want to throw in a second sector, you could go from there to Shannon. Can't bother the 777. Do it in a 7-4 then! Actually, to be fair, you could probably do that as a BA A320. I wouldn't be too surprised if they do something like that under the shuttle cost. You could do Heathrow to Edinburgh. That is a real British Airways flight. I'm just assuming you want to fly in the UK because interesting weather. By the way, Alex, I have decided that if I'm going to get a Payware 320, it's going to be either Phoenix or FS Labs. Because, like, Aerosoft put out the weirdest thing on their forum. They're like, we want your help figuring out what plane to make next. Also, we're not going to make an A350 or an A380. It's like, okay. Also, it's going to be an A320 series. Okay, so what you're saying is you want us to tell you to make the A320 series. Because, like, we're bringing the A320 to A330. We also want to know what other Airbus products you want. Also, we're not making the 350 or 380. And I say, okay, then 340. Also, no. A300? No. A310? No. A220? No. What question are you really asking? That was a genuine thing that happened on the Aerosoft forum, and of course, like, everybody who's on the Aerosoft forum is going to be an Aerosoft fanboy, so it's just like, oh, yeah, Aerosoft, do what you want, way! Meanwhile, I'm just there like, maybe make fewer planes, but higher quality. No, because we want to appeal to console players. Oh, what was the quote they had? We want to give the impression of, like, being... We want to give the experience of being a pilot, but not, like, fully simulate the plane. I'm just like, but pilots have to deal with the real planes. If you want to fully simulate the experience of being a pilot, you should really be making a study level plane. Otherwise, you're making a very nice model that works occasionally. So, like, I'm not likely to buy much from Aerosoft. Although I will admit, if they bring out an ATR, I probably will buy it. Because I like the ATR. What's the line under fill level? What, like here? It says what the fill level is. It's a visual representation of the fill level. Look on stream view. Are you... Is this green screen derped? Oh, no. It's... It might be because I was leaning back slightly. Let me just lean back again real quick. Oh! It's the cable to my headphones! Posture check. Fine, I'll sit up straight. I'll be boring. Eh. Oh. Oh, that was... My back popped and now that feels really good. Okay, fine. I'm sitting correctly now, Alex. Are you happy? Are you pleased? There. Hydrate. Okay. My fly Max. Don't forget to crash it if you want the authentic experience. I kid. The Max is apparently a very good plane. Ryanair have said they're seeing like fuel savings more than they'd expected. Or more fuel savings than they expected, which is good. Right. 30%, yeah. Like, significant fuel savings. So I'm kind of curious how many silage bales we're gonna have. This 76 multiplied by 6,000. So we're gonna have. I kind of want to figure out how many liters of silage we're making beer with while I find my calculator. Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. Eh. On. So 76 times 6,000. 500,000 liters of silage. And that's before the last little bit. So we'll get 500,000 liters. Grand total, somewhere near that, so a fair amount. Right, next job is coming up here with the bale trailer, grabbing literally all the bales. I could... Tail truck is slow. I'm still toying with the idea of just using that little front loader, which should be able to handle one bale at a time, which is all I really need to do. Oops. I pressed the wrong button. You set it on the gear and gently lower it down. Nice. here's where follow me would be very handy, but that's not out yet, so. We're just gonna make do. Do I want this on the bale trailer? No, because I'm gonna have to deal with the hill. The McCormick could be better on the bale trailer. Do I want this bringing the wrapper up, though? I think the answer to that question is yes. Master needing to hydrate. Give me a second, Mossy. I'm gonna get this going up to the BGA on hired worker because I've just remembered that's a thing I can do. Do. Okay, wall in here is too tall. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go the long way. Unless... that worked. Oh no, a minor inconvenience. Let's just barrel through it. Oh, speaking of... oh. Huh. I've just learned something. And that is that the in-cab camera uses the orientation of the tractor as a reference for what way is forward. So when I flipped there and it was looking at the seat, that was forward. Okay, let's get this out of the field. I'm not convinced that... okay, everything just goes through the gate. And now you go down to the beach. You go down to the BGA. Select. Select. And now with the McCormick, I can... I'm noticing the 8750 doesn't seem to actually be moving. Target is unreachable. Whoa. Can you go to, like, this stretch of road here? You know, it's always going to be unreachable if you don't bother trying. Okay. Let's see if I can get you to go like here. Also no. Okay, guess I'm driving it down myself. Right. I've not forgotten your... yeah. I've not forgotten your hydrate, Mossy. I'm just kind of figuring out how the hell to get the BGA from here. Which may be what confused the hired worker. Okay, the hill has gone well. Okay, now can you get to the BJ from there? Yes! Wonderful. Where's the McCormick? There. I sent that down first because I don't trust that the Fent would have enough power to actually get a bale trailer up that hill. Which is what we're about to do. So we're gonna grab the bale trailer, which I left there. Kind of forgot where it was briefly there, if you couldn't tell. We're gonna grab the bale trailer, we're gonna just head straight back up to that giant field, and everything from that field is going onto the bale trailer, everything from that field is going to the BGA. While I'm on the way up, there we go. I am now hydrated. Thank you, Mossy. Right. Can't remember quite how many bales this takes, but it's a few. Is it 24? It is 24. Let's unload the bales here. Because, oh yes, I'm going to deal with the hill with the actual real weight of the bales. Oh, this is a bad idea. This was a bad idea, wasn't it? This isn't going to make it up the hill. Where did my e-cig go? This is not going to make it up the hill. Now, if it doesn't, I do have a plan B. But we're gonna at least try. we're gonna see just how far 310 horsepower gets me. Tractor in real life would somewhat struggle, but should get up. I mean, in real life, the tractor should not be struggling with a little incline like that. So, like, I suspect Farm Sim has weird torque characteristics for the tractors where they're... they're not producing as much torque as they should be. Could also be that I've bottomed out the trailer and it's very unamused with me, which... that seems to be also quite likely. Okay, we should get a speed boost from going downhill here in a second, so hopefully we'll get into a torque band, which we should be in anyway because this thing's CVT, but apparently we're not. Yeah, I'm really suspecting that the issue here is that the tires of the trailer are binding. A&M. Because, like... yeah, I think this is trying to simulate the suspension of the trailer being bottomed out. Because we should be going full speed, but we're not. Oh hey look, suddenly we have no extra speed at all. Hey look, suddenly we've got loads of extra speed. It's almost as if I've just magically made the weight of the bales disappear. The trailer wouldn't be bottomed out. It was. That's what was going on. Because I took the bale weight away again. We're suddenly able to get the speed. So that's kind of like, if it was simulating it, the trailer shouldn't bottom out under the weight of the bales. I agree with you, Mossy. But that is... I think these are a ton apiece. Hang on. Yeah, 1 ton apiece. Times 6. Okay, to be fair, the trailer might bottom out under a 24-ton weight. I can understand 24-ton... wait. 6 fours, yeah, 24 tons. Metric. Where the springs and the strays they wouldn't. Okay. Right. Let's unload the bales. Right there should do. We'll go get the rest from that field, and then I will... There's no quick way down from here. That's really annoying. The springs didn't move. Are they just... Oh, it's hydraulic. I was gonna say, is it just like super reinforced leaf springs? Or is it that there's, like, is there no spring at all? Because that was definitely the reaction of a trailer that had been overloaded. I'm kind of curious how you're expected to get like a trailer load of stuff up this hill. The trailer's on air. Oh, do you mean this one's on air suspension? Yeah. Air suspension. It bottomed out. The trailer bottomed out because it's got an air suspension. Right, I think 2 trailer loads, 48 bales should be enough to deal with the BGA. Yeah, it's air suspension. So I said hydraulic. Well, I know hydraulic implicates fluid, but you can technically use air as hydraulic lines, as a hydraulic system as well. Air is a fluid. And before somebody decides to get snarky and say, no, air is a gas, gases are fluids. In a hydraulic system, you can use a gas. Fluid dynamics affects everything bar solids. Even some solids. A hydraulic system just implies you're using liquid dynamics to do something and pressures to do something. And I know the technical term would be pneumatic. But hydraulic does work too for that. Kind of. Not very well. It's the wrong word, but I'll defend myself. Yeah, I'm thinking... maybe a 3rd trailer load to the BGA. No, 2 should be enough. And I'll pull this load without it having any mass. So this should go fairly quickly. So I'm planning it hard and least string. So the air suspension will be the reason that it would bottom out, because air suspension only has certain give. I mean, yes, steel can only take so much tension. It's very good at it, but it can only take so much. Even hardened steel. And like the problem with hardened steel is it doesn't bend out of shape, it snaps. So I'm thinking we get the little front loader mabob, because I'm going to be doing bale silage for a little while anyway. We'll take it out of the shop, try and get across field 9 here and hook up with this road here that goes through field 12, then bring it the rest of the way on the paths. Trailer should have adjusted the pressure. You can... oh, I've missed the turn off. You can only put so much pressure into an air system. Like, air is incompressible. You can only put so much pressure in before the bags pop. So I'm wondering if maybe it exceeded that pressure and actually straight up bottomed out. Either that or farm sim physics is weird, yo. You found that out? Yeah. Yeah, physics doesn't like... Ugh. Physics doesn't like it when you try and change physics. That's why all rockets are vaguely the same shape. Right. Unload this over. Let's not put this inside the other stack of bales, because that would be problematic. Okay, we'll call that good. We'll buy the cheapest chips Schaefer, which is terrible and is slow, and I'm aware of that. But it's... the intention is for it to do a very specific job. Do I have another bale spike I could use? It's like super... I mean... that can go to 1000? Oh. Yeah, let's get that because it's cheap. Right, no, not the Vulture, the Schaefer. Okay. Load capacity is over 12 tons. Implying then, Mossy, that the load capacity of that trailer is less than 12 tons. And I put 24 tons on it. Yeah, if it has the airbags, and the airbags generally are only used on trailers that have capacity under 12 tons, and the trailer has the airbags, very strongly implies the trailer's load capacity is under 12 tons. And we've already worked out that the trailer load of bales weighs 24 tons. So what happened there was I massively overloaded the trailer and it bottomed out. Or at least that would be the realistic... oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. That would be the realistic explanation for it. I know it's farm sim. I hope it's under 12. Look at the size of the trailer. It's a 36-foot trailer. However, Mossy, I will present you with this extra evidence. That trailer was made by the person who designed... well, I don't know if he designed it, but... Oxy Y. That trailer was made by somebody who has a fairly good idea what he's doing with it. So if it's got airbags in-game, it's probably got airbags IRL. Why would it have airbags IRL? Because maybe it's not designed for bales. Let me show you something. Maybe the specific design in use... like, it's a flatbed, I'll give you that, but... does that look like a creel you'd use for bales? It's a trailer intended for potatoes, Mossy. That's why it has a 12-ton load capacity. Also, I think the farm sim masses of bales are slightly exaggerated the way that it deals with masses. That should be high enough to deal with the top level. I'm not expecting this to deal with the bales very well, by the way. Also, I'm aware of the time. So, this is kind of stationing it for tomorrow's stream if I decide to play Farm Sim. I might decide to play a completely different game entirely. Because the streams have been very quiet lately, and I'm not sure why, and I need to maybe look into why they've been quiet. What size in foot? 240 centimeters is... $8-foot bale? $7-foot something bale. Hang on. 240 divided by 3.3. $72 inches. No. Oh no, I've done that wrong. It's 240 divided by 25. 7 by 3s? Yeah, because my maths was just going all over the place and giving me random numbers because I'm bad at maths. 7 by 3-foot bale. And obviously the mass would depend on how densely packed the bales are. Like, I'm not going to argue that the bales could be packed, you know, ridiculously tightly. But I'll put it to you that they maybe shouldn't be weighing a ton. I want to turn this around because there's a lot of bales to go through this thing and I'm not sure how much room I'll need. I should be able to turn that. Okay, I just need to run a test bale through. Because I should be able to do that with the wrapper's engine off. Okay, this is what I was fearing. This thing can't handle bales very well. I am a genius. There's a reason I said that, because I think Part of the problem there is the center mass got too high. So let's see if I can lift 2 bales very gently off the... No. Okay. Can I lift 1 bale? This might have been a complete waste of time. It's looking like this might have been a complete waste of time. Fine, we'll get rid of it. Front loader tools. This bale fork can go. And this thing can go. It weighs less than the bales, yeah. Let's get the tele-truck down there. Tele-truck doesn't go very quickly, but it cares not about your shenanigans of mass. This thing can lift 3 bales at once. The question then becomes, do I get... Aha! Do I get a second tele-truck? One for the BGA, one to do with the animals. Like I said, it doesn't care about your mass. It's going slow as hell because it is heavy. But also it can lift whatever I want it to lift. Which is kind of the reason I got it. And I'm using this as the backup machine. I need the telehandler over at the placeable yard. I know this is going to work, so I'm not going to test it today. I'm just going to station it there. Because I am going to finish the stream about now. I need to run because I get the feeling I'm being waited on at the moment. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Should be Farm Sim, might be something else, I'm not sure. Again, no stream on Sunday. Yeah, Alex, I started early for once. No stream on Sunday because I'll be resting Sunday. Sunday is going to be my day where I can rest. I'll be resting most of Saturday and whatever time I get on Sunday. Monday's stream should happen. It depends on how the weekend goes. It could be that I have a very painful weekend and straight up need an extra day just to myself. But until next time, stay safe and goodbye.